Moving on, if the user input the choice number 6, it will present the calculation for foundation use, as this module is one of the practical features as it designed to assist engineers and construction professionals in estimating wood materials commonly used in the foundation phase of a project. This tool includes three main calculators: the board foot calculator, the post quantity calculator, and a formwork volume calculator. These allow users to make quick, accurate material estimates, improving both planning efficiency and on-site decision making. So when you enter the sub-choice 1, the first tool is the board foot calculator, which computes the total board feet of lumber based on user input. The required inputs are the length, width, thickness, and quality of the wood, all measured in inches. For example, if you entered 120 inches long, then 6 inches wide, then 2 inches thick, and have 10 pieces of wood, the program will calculate the total board feet using the formula length times width times thickness times quantity divided by 144. In this case, the total board feet would be 100. This is especially helpful when estimating wood needed for post, beam, or framing work in foundation. Next is when you enter the sub-choice number 2, the post quantity calculator helps determine how many posts are needed to cover a specific distance. Users are asked to input the total length of the area and the spacing between posts, both in meters. For example, if a fence line is 20 meters long and the spacing between each post is 2 meters, the program will calculate 20 divided by 2 plus 1 equals to 11 posts. The extra one ensures that the end of the length is properly supported. This tool is ideal for laying our perimeter posts or structural vertical supports in a foundation layout. Next is, when you enter the sub-choice number 3, the formwork volume calculator estimates the total volume of wood required for formworks, which are used to mold concrete during pouring. The user enters the length, height, and thickness of the formwork in meters. For example, if the form is 2.5 meters long, then 0.6 meters high and 0.02 meters thick. The program calculates the volume as 2.5 times 0.6 times 0.02, resulting to 0.030 cubic meters. This volume estimate is crucial when preparing wooden molds for concrete columns, beams, or footings. And if you enter sub-choice 4, it will return to the main menu. The module also includes user-friendly prompts and clear output formatting. It performs input validation to avoid calculation errors and gives users the option to try another tool or return to the main menu after each calculation. Overall, this foundation calculation tool is a valuable digital assistant for engineers, helping to streamline wood estimation tasks with accuracy and ease. With real-world input examples and quick results, it supports better material planning and cost estimation on construction projects.
Now I will be discussing the choice number 7. otherwise known as the Construction Labor Estimator. This program was built to help estimate how many workers are needed to finish a construction project based on the size of the project, the desired time to complete it, and the wages of workers to estimate total labor cost. So the purpose of this program is that in real-world construction projects, one of the most critical decisions is how to allocate manpower efficiently to meet deadlines without overspending. This estimator solves that by giving user a clear view of how many workers are required and how much it will cost to complete a job within a certain number of days. It is a user-friendly program that asks the user to input the total project size in square meters, how many days they want it completed, how productive each worker is in square meters per day, and the daily wage per worker. So for example, the total square area of the project will be 300. Due to the prolonged use of the program, we will have to rerun it again. Now I will be explaining the choice number 7, otherwise known as the construction labor estimator. So this program is built to help estimate how many workers are needed to finish a construction project based on the size of the project, the desired time to complete it, and the wages of workers to estimate total labor cost. The purpose of this program is that in real-world construction projects, one of the most critical decisions is how to allocate manpower efficiently to meet deadlines without overspending. This estimator solves that by giving users a clear view of how many workers are required and how much it will cost to complete a job within a certain number of days. This program is user-friendly because the program asks the user to input the total project size in square meters, how many days they want it completed, how productive each worker is in square meters per day, and the daily wage per worker. So for example, I will enter the square area of the project, 300, and how many days I would like the project to be completed, for example, 10 days. Enter the average productivity per worker, for example, 2 square meters per worker a day. Then it automatically compute the estimated number of workers needed. In this case, it says here that I will be needing 15 workers, and it will ask me to enter the daily wage per worker in my currency. I will enter 250 pesos, and then the output will display the cost summary. The total labor cost will be 37,500, and with 15 workers working for 10 days at 250 pesos each day. And it will display, "Thank you for using construction labor estimator," and it would ask whether I would like to try another tool. And the last choice under this program is choice number 8, which is exit. And then it will says here that exiting the program, thank you for using the digital construction planner.
Now, some might wonder, what will happen if the user accidentally inputted a wrong answer? So, we will have to rerun the whole program again, just to see what will happen. So, let's say instead of choosing between the choices 1 to 8, the user accidentally typed 10. So, after typing the wrong answer, the program will flash, "Invalid choice, please choose from the list." And the user will have to choose again between the 1 to 8. Now, what if the user has picked a tool and again inputted the wrong answer? So let's try it on choice number 2. Let's say instead of yes or no, I type maybe. Again, the text, Please enter a valid response. Yes or no will flash, and the main menu will be displayed again. So this is not only applicable to choice number 2. This is what will happen if we or if the user inputted the wrong answer in every choice that is written on this program. So that's what will happen if the user accidentally typed something that is not what the program asked. Thank you.